Travelling through Portugal on our unforgettable Douro journey with Scenic has delivered us to the Spanish border. And from here, we're off to explore what's known as Spain's Golden City.
The history of the city of Salamanca goes back over 2,000 years. This was and is a great city of learning, home to one of the oldest universities in the world. And wherever there's a university, there's always a great contemporary vibe. The fabulous thing about Salamanca is, though, that young energy is wrapped up in some very fine, very swank architecture.
Every Spanish city has its own Plaza Mayor, which translates as main square. But Salamanca's, with its golden sandstone, is believed to be the fairest of them all.
We say that this one in Salamanca is the most beautiful one in Spain. It's the queen of all the mini squares.
And this is Baroque?
Yes, Baroque style. It was constructed in the 18th century. Famous for the stone. The stone we have in Salamanca is a special sandstone. And at the beginning, this stone is white, like a cheese. And then with the air, it becomes stronger. And with the sun, oxidizes. That's why we have this beautiful golden color in all of the leaves.
So gold, the square.
And ham. The ham.
Of course.
That's also very important in the city. A lot of people that are coming to Salamanca, they are coming only to eat ham.
A city world famous for its ham is indeed a city after my own heart.
There's a lot of ham.
Yeah, we have different prices, different kind of hams. All of them, they are a very cute ham, but the best way to know how it tastes is having a small degustation, a small tasting for us.
Oh, we can do a tasting?
Yes, and cheers from Salamanca.
That's a small tasting?
Yes, for us.
Wow.
What do you think about it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Delicious.
The central market is where the locals come. It's not the cheapest, but Alicia assures me it is most certainly the best. After edging our way into Spain, we're back on the Douro, exploring one of its more remote regions. The 400-year-old village of Freixo de Nimão appears to be frozen in time. This isn't a show for tourists, this here is the real deal. Our scenic free choice activity has us experiencing some of that Portuguese hospitality firsthand.
Now, welcome to Casa Pandava. I go to make the caramelized almonds. You have a measure is a cup of almonds, a cup of sugar and water.
As well as learning how to whip up a batch of sweet almonds, we can sample all the delights produced on this family estate.
Although this looks like a fairly substantial backyard operation, the proof is always in the pudding. Whoa, that really has some kick. That is thick, that is powerful, and there's still that marvellous element of backyard.
Uncovering these hidden villages is one thing, but the Coa Valley is no stranger to secret treasures. The entire valley is in fact an open-air archaeological park.
We have almost 30 kilometers with engravings along of this valley.
How many engravings are there in?
Well, it's hard to say it, but more or less 6,000 motifs.
Wow. It's a very imposing entrance to the building, isn't it?
It sure looks like an entrance of a cave.
Rising majestically over the valley, the building itself is a work of art and of brutalist architecture. But housed inside is one of the most important collections of rock art engravings and replicas on Earth.
We have here a male goat.
Dating back to when, do you think?
25,000 years.
The collection covers artifacts, tools and instruments, as well as recreations of how people lived all those thousands of years ago.
Having sliced its way up the River Douro, the scenic azure has delivered us here. This is classic Portugal.
The Portugal of yesteryear. These days, other than its epic vistas, its claim to fame is its bread and, of course, port. Operating since the early 1900s, the town's bakery was built with the remains of an olive press. Breaking bread with newcomers is a Portuguese tradition, one that I'm happy to oblige.
I think in Douro Valley, I'm sure, we always like to receive our friends with a glass of wine and something to eat. And here we still have the old bakery that I showed you already, and they cook it in the oven, then you take the ashes out, and you cook it in your house, everything that you want in the in between, in the middle.
You really know how to live life and enjoy life, don't you?
Yes.
You Portuguese.
Like I told you, we have a space for you.
I'm coming. I'm moving in.
Join Scenic on a luxury, unforgettable Douro river cruise with Lisbon and Madrid, discovering the hidden treasures of Portugal and the Douro Valley. All Scenic free choice activities, a Scenic enriched event, onboard meals and drinks are included. Prices start from $10,570 per person twin share. Book by April 30 for 2020 departures, and your flights to Europe are included. To book or request a free brochure, visit scenic.com.au or call 138 128.